In this lesson, we're going to leverage Connector's single purchasing configuration option to define two purchasing options which will be mapping to single videos. Now, as you can see here, we have two different videos. That is video 1 here, which is a surfer, and then we have video demo 2 here, which is a bunny rabbit. So what we are going to do at the end of this lesson is to display two different purchase overlays. One of them is going to be here, the other one is going to be here. And to make things a little bit more interesting, we are going to display two prices. So one of them is going to be priced at €1 and the other one is going to be priced, say, at €1.50. Of course, important to note here is that purchasing one of the videos will not unlock the other one, as we will see at the end. So if we buy this video is still going to be behind the paywall. Before we proceed, let us first look into what are the mandatory minimum requirements that we need to have for both of these videos. Now, we spoke about it in the level lesson already, and that is about loading firstly the player, and in this case we're of course using the JW player. We first have to load the JW player library in order to be able to play the video at all. And secondly, we need to load the connector script JW2 library in order to be able to display the actual purchase overlay over over the video that we're going to play. Finally, your video needs to be wrapped in JW player just like it is displayed here, where you can define some parameters such as width, height. You need to define the file, which is the source. In this case, we took one of the sample videos. And then, of course, you need to define LaterPay Connector attributes. In this case, we have defined an article ID, which we'll be using in one of the later lessons. And we have defined the mode of selling this video. Also another thing which we will see how this mode can be different other than sell video. For the time being, sell video means that we're just going to be selling the video and the video will not be viewable before it has been purchased. Again, we will touch upon the article ID and this video mode in some later lessons. You can just leave it as it is for the time being. No need to worry about that. And if you have defined these three things, so if you have defined our JW2 player, if you have loaded these two scripts which are necessary, we can then proceed to configure the LaterPay connector in order to display our single purchases. Now, in order to do that, we need to go back to our connector administrator dashboard to our single purchases, and let's click on this plus sign to define some new single purchases. Now here on title, let's say we can call this surfer video. Let's specify it as exact path. Let's now copy this path here and let's set the price to €1 as mentioned earlier. We do not need to select a template because this is a video. And now if we click on save, we see that the purchase has been created. And going to our video here, we see that this has been added. Okay, and the video 2 is still of course freely accessible, so we can still load it freely, whereas here we would need to pay, of course. So let's do the same thing for video 2. So if we go to single purchases again, let's call this bunny video and let's specify this direct path here, which is going to be the exact path. We said that this one is going to be a little bit more expensive, so €1.50 pay later. Let's save, and now if we go back to our bunny video here and if we refresh, we see that the paywall has been added. Now let's just test very quickly whether this works. So if we click on buy now, pay later, and if we agree, we see that the video is now accessible. However, video 1 is still inaccessible, so we would actually need to purchase this video as well in order to view it. So that's exactly what we wanted to have for this lesson.